Martin Truex Jr.
Who?
He is retiring from full Cup Series racing at the end of this season.
Good riddance.
You know, he dragged it on the past couple of years. I'll come back. Last year, same thing. He was having a really good year. I'll come back. I'll come back again. And then this year, it seemed like he finally had just had enough. You could tell kind of inside the race car, he's just getting kind of like that old man get off my lawn type of thing on his radio. Seemed like it was kind of worse each week. And I know Martin Truex Jr. likes to say a lot of things on the radio and vents his frustration a lot, but it seemed like this year is kind of more and kind of getting snippy with James Small, which I know they've had that relationship and they kind of do that a lot the past couple of years, but it seemed like it's been kind of worse this year. So, what do you think of MTJ retiring?
Who?
Somebody, and what is his legacy on this sport?
Well, he's one of the best of the past 20 years, which is wild to say because if you would have asked me in 2012, or what year did MWR shut down?
2015.
Okay, yeah, so he went to Furniture Row that next year?
Well, he went to Furniture Row in 14.
He didn't race for MWR that last year?
Mm-mm. Remember, he made the championship for that last year of MWR existence.
Really? In that 56 car?
No, the 78 car. No, I'm saying he wasn't a part of MWR when he made his first championship for
I was
it.
about to say, I don't think he made the championship for it at 56.
No, I'm not saying that.
I know,
saying,
I get you
okay,
now. But
okay.
So anyways, what I'm saying is if you would have asked me when he took over the 78 car after
In 2014,
2014,
he had 2 wins.
when he had 2 wins, which was, the best season he'd ever had, really. I think he
Well,
probably...
no, he had 2 career wins.
Yeah.
He only won once in DEI at Dover in
And then he won
2007, and he won
Homestead
Sonoma.
race.
No, he won Sonoma.
Not Homestead. I
In
meant New
2013.
Hampshire. Didn't he win in New Hampshire? No, that was Brian Vickers.
Yeah.
In the 55 car.
MTJ was still at NWR at that point.
Yeah, but anyways, we're getting way out of fucking left field here. What I'm trying to
blame
say...
yourself on that one.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is, if you would have asked me when he went to, 78 car and he had 2 wins in his career, and I think he might have won a race that first year, maybe.
Nope, he was awful his first year.
Because they had just switched from Chevy to Toyota.
No,
they were still in Chevy.
Yep,
they switched to Toyota in 2015.
Nope.
16.
Mm-hmm. He made the championship 4 in a Chevy Furniture Row in 15. It was him, Jeff Gordon, his final. His Jeff Gordon realistically final.
Was that the
race.
Newman?
No. That was Kyle Busch and who else? Was it Harvick?
Anyways.
I think it was Harvick.
Sure.
Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon, and Martin Truex Jr.
Wonderful.
was in the championship.
That's just great. If you would ask me then,
damn, we're trying to get. Hey, audience, we're trying to get there, man.
If Martin Truex is going to be one of the greatest of the this generation,
I'd have thrown coffee in your face.
Zero chance. But other than Kyle Busch and Jimmy Johnson and
I think
Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon and a couple other guys,
I'm pretty sure he's got the most wins since 2016.
I'm sure he does. He's got a ton.
It's close between him and Kyle Busch, I think.
And I wasn't around back in the day when Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt were having their success. I wasn't around there. I have never seen a more dominant driver in my life. Now
we talking about when he won.
He
races?
didn't win every week, but when he did win, nobody else had a shot.
Yeah, that 2017 season was just stupid.
Nobody had a single that Coke 600 in 2016.
Hey, we were there.
Hey, we were. That was a shit. If there was not stage cautions in that race,
there wasn't.
I thought that was the year they started stage
17,
cautions.
they started stages. That's why he led so many laps.
Yeah, you're right. There were cautions.
Normally I am.
There were cautions on their track, though. There's a couple cautions in that race.
Yeah, there was like 7 or 8.
Yeah. So
I don't know about that many. But
what I'm saying is, if nobody fucked it and wrecked, he probably would have lapped the field that day. If there were no cautions in that race, he probably would have lapped the field. I think Jimmy was pretty fast.
Was pretty good, and Harvick was pretty good.
Harvick was okay.
Other than that,
Greg Biffle finished like 9th in that race. But
I think he beat Jeff Gordon.
But anyways,
Jeff Gordon was 15th.
Motherfucker.
I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. And
Martin Truex Jr. I don't like him. I used to before he started winning. But you know he's one of the best to ever do it. He won a lot in a car that probably shouldn't have. At least at the beginning. In that Chevrolet, it didn't win. I think
he won one race, Pocono. He only won one race that year.
He made a championship 4 in a car that probably shouldn't have. Then they switched.
So did Jeff Gordon won one race.
Switched to Toyota and started winning everything.
Yeah.
So what I'm telling you is he outperformed that car quite a bit. And then when he got a championship, got to JGR, has won quite a bit.
Race?
Yeah. He's won quite a bit since then. And, you know, like you said, most wins since 2016.
I could be wrong, but I think
I'm
it's
pretty
close
sure you're
between
right.
him and Kyle Busch.
I'm pretty sure you're right, but because I think I saw that stat too. But, you know, he's been in the Cup Series since, 2005? He might have run some races in 04? Because he won that.
05 or 06?
What year did he win that Dover race? 07?
07, yeah. That was the day Bill France Jr. died.
Yeah, and did they run the CO2 that day?
Yes, CO2.
CO2.
Carbon dioxide?
I said COT, dumbass.
You said CO2.
Whatever.
Check the tape. No, it was the same day that, and then Tony Stewart and Kurt Busch got into each other. Remember when Kurt came and
he was in the 2?
Yeah, and on pit road and come slide beside Tony.
Yeah, anyway.
Fuck!
I'm not a huge fan of Truex these days anymore, but it's sad to see him go because, you know, once him and
another childhood guy.
Once him and Kyle Busch are done, there's nobody left, and it looks like Kyle Busch is real close to being done. And Truex
still got Denny.
Denny didn't. I guess Denny was there in
06.
06 was his rookie year. Okay, so
right there around
all the JGR. Once the JGR guys retire, you know, Kyle's not at JGR anymore.
Joey started in 08.
Which
09, sorry.
Yeah, 09 was his rookie year. He won.
I think he did make some races.
He won that Homestead race. It was New Hampshire.
Yeah.
I know.
Jeff Gordon should have won that race.
Making a joke, but there's not a lot of guys left from the 20, you know, the 2000s, the early 2000s, and it's sad to see these guys go because it makes us feel old. You know,
we needed any more.
Exactly. You know, it's too bad, but it's part of it. You know, I look at my Rockies right now. I don't recognize anybody on the team. I look at the Broncos. Nobody left on the team from the Super Bowl team just 9 years ago.
Russell Wilson wasn't on that team?
He's not on the Broncos right now either.
I know. That was a
joke. The Avalanche won the Super Bowl.
Wow. They must be really good.
They're damn good. Won the Stanley Cup just a couple years ago. That team's, you know, barely.
Who won the race at Nashville that night?
Chase Elliott.
Yes, he did.
But what I'm saying is like everybody's retiring and everybody's leaving, and it's just unfortunate.
I'm leaving right now. See you.
Bye. It's been fun. But you know, it's part of it. You know, you move on, and that's what Martin's doing, and he's gonna go.
He's gonna go fish all over.
He's gonna go fish, and we'll probably never hear from him again.
Probably be at Carl Edwards. Yeah. Martin Truex Jr. was.
Didn't he win that race over there down Iowa Speedway in a fucking with a late model that week in 1972?
I think he finished third.
Yeah.
So
he was on that crab boat that time because his dad owned that trucking business. No, they did trailers. And
would you shut
the
fuck up?
He won that Busch North Series race at Watkins Glen.
I was not that bad.
Jeff Gordon should have won that race. The one you're thinking of that you haven't even spoke on yet.
Jeez, can I please go on with my sermon here? I'm a preacher. Lord have mercy. Praise the Lord. What was I talking about? MTJ.
Go ahead.
Okay, you done?
I ain't got shit else to say about you.
All right. So, before I was rudely interrupted, Martin Truex Jr. He's had a hell of a career, and like you said, back in 2014, if you would have told me that MTJ would be a Hall of Famer, I would have, like I said, I'd thrown coffee in your face. Because he only had 2 wins at that point. People thought of him as kind of just a mediocre driver and possibly not even, I wouldn't say a bust, but he won back-to-back Busch Series championships. And people thought of him as one of the new young guns in the sport. And to be fair, he was with a dying DEI from his rookie year till he left to go to MWR, which was still not a great team. So you could argue that he was never in good equipment until he really had that alliance with alliance with Furniture Row and JGR back in 2016. That's when he started winning a whole bunch of races. And but 2015, I still think, other than maybe 17, just because he dominated that whole year, I think 2015 is probably one of his more impressive seasons. We saw Regan Smith win that 78 car at Darlington, which was impressive, but it was off a strategy call. And if you remember back in 15, because I was at the Coke 600 in 2015, Martin Truex Jr. probably should have won that race too. Like, he wasn't dominating like he did in 16, but he had a hell of a car, and that was like his breakout race in 2015. Like, he was running pretty good up until that point. Kurt Busch had ran pretty good in that car a couple years prior, made the playoffs or the chase back then. Didn't win a race in that 78 car, but he ran pretty good, contended for some wins.
Regan Smith won the damn Darlington Southern 500, and in that Chevrolet 78, I think Jeff Gordon should have won that race.
No, he blew up.
And he blew up, but no.
No, he didn't blow up.
Carl Edwards was really fast that night, if I remember.
Carl Edwards should have won that race.
And he probably should have won that race. But that was the night that old dude spun out, and they got in that altercation.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick and Kyle Busch.
Road, yeah, and I mean, it was a good night there. But they were in Chevrolets, not Toyotas at that point.
That was when I think Kurt Busch said fuck. Like, loud, because he's driving for Phoenix.
51 car?
Yeah, he was driving for him and
fuck!
Newman. What the fuck does he want? Because Newman's pit crew was trying to come after him or whatever. Remember that? Ow.
That was the night Jeff Gordon blew up, and Carl Edwards should have won that race.
I think Jeff Gordon. I think Martin Truex Jr. ran like 5th in that race.
In a 56 car?
Yeah.
They were running Toyota for Mike Waltrip Racing.
Dude, I'm going to fucking murder you.